Everyone, this season, don't just watch the games, win them with Pez'sPicks.com. Don't take my word for it. Listen to the man himself.
Thank you, Jeff. This is Pez. After years of giving away our picks on Instagram and beating the house, we've launched Pez's Premium Picks, an exclusive data-based picks based on our algorithm that's hit winners for the last 2 years.
Didn't that algorithm get you over 70% picks right in the NFL last year?
That's right, Jeff. Thank you. No gimmicks, just the pick we believe in. We're using the promo code Lock It Up this week on Pez'sPicks.com. After that, we're asking for a small donation to keep beating the house.
That's right. Use the promo code Lock It Up, all one word, for a free week of access at Pez'sPicks.com. That's Pez'sPicks.com. Check it out today.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
Finish training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
More rewards, more savings. With American Express Business Gold, earn up to $395 back in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select shipping, food delivery, and retail subscription merchants, including the $155 Walmart Plus monthly membership credit and $240 flexible business credit. Enjoy the benefits of membership with the Amex Business Gold Card. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Well, that sucks. As an intro to a podcast and, I guess, to this game, the Eagles on the short week following up a loss to the Broncos get embarrassed at MetLife by the Giants. Guys, the game is still rolling. We're starting postgame early because there's nothing else left that we even need to see. Just what an absolute embarrassment. And to our live stream watchers here, I promise we're going to try to put a little more effort into this post game than the Eagles put into this game. I don't know what in the heck Kevin Patullo was staying up till 3 a.m. getting ready for, because sure as heck didn't see it on the field. But we'll dive in and talk about it. Joined as always, well, I guess not as always. We have a rotating crew, but joined by David and Ryan. Guys, embarrassing, pathetic, pick your adjective. I don't even know how to do this post-game show, but David, I'll just throw it to you first. Give me some initial thoughts, and then we can kind of talk about it a little more.
I mean, initially when the Eagles got behind, it kind of looked like when I'm playing ping pong against my 12-year-old nephew, like a team that just was taking it easy at first, and then thought, oh, God, we really need to step up and play hard. But that wasn't the case. Everything that we discussed the Eagles would have to worry about, a couple days ago, Jackson Dart's mobility, Cameron, his tough inside running. Well, it all came to fruition way more so than any of us thought. I mean, they just couldn't do anything. And I know there's going to be a whole lot of finger pointing at a whole lot of places, but I don't even know where you start here. I mean, off camera, we were talking about Patullo and all. I mean, for a couple drives, things looked pretty good. Saquon was going well. He had 60 yards or so on 8 carries, couple touchdowns. But, man, they can't string anything together with any continuity more than 20 minutes of a football game. And the defense, the depth at defensive tackle, the depth at cornerback just came to really, really haunt them. And I don't know how you can correct those things. You lose Quinyon Mitchell the way they did, and then you're going with Ringo and Adoree Jackson as your starting corners, which is one of the worst-case scenarios I've seen in years. So I don't know how they're going to fix this. I mean, you can fire people. You can, try to find players on the trash heap, but I don't know how they're going to correct all of this.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Like the defense is one thing, and I mean, yes, Jalen Carter is inactive. You know, you have Quinyon Mitchell leave the game early, and so that's probably it's at least it's two of your best three players on defense out of the game. But the Giants are a bad football team with a rookie quarterback missing their two best receivers, and so there's no excuses for the defense. Like, yeah, you're down some guys. The Giants are down some guys, and they're just a bad football team. But the general just like lack of effort and lack of physicality from the defense was really concerning to me. But the bigger thing for me is the offense. This Giants defense is bad, and the Eagles offense, for the fourth time in 4 games, just laid a complete egg for a half of a football game. And to me, if you do not fire Kevin Patullo over this 10 days off, this season is probably over, because this offense is untenable. It's a joke that this is the offense that you're putting out on the field. It will not work. Didn't work the first 4 weeks. The defense kept bailing you out, and now those chickens are coming home to roost. You know, even they finally start moving the ball and they turn it over twice here, and it's just bad. Ryan, initial thoughts on the game?
Honestly, I'm a mixture between just so angry and I'm seeing just white, and it would be so much better if, you know, there was one thing and you're like, man, it's a bad thing, but you know, it's one thing. It's everything. It's this defense that is making Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo look like the next coming of Joe Montana and Eric Dickerson. It's unbelievable how this defense looks terrible. And again, I get it. You don't have Jalen Carter. Again, I get it. You're missing Q. But that doesn't mean your whole defense needs to fall apart. And this offense, yeah, they had a couple of good drives, and the first drive was all right, then it stalled. It's like either their drives just can't ever fully complete itself, and they just stall out, or they just completely, at the end of every quarter, you don't know whether or not they completely forgotten how to play offense. It is the most mind-boggling thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not even going to get started on the special teams. It is the absolute most simplest thing to know when you need to catch the ball and run the ball out versus staying in the end zone. And it seems like anytime the ball is even kind of close, everybody doesn't know what they're doing. And we end up at the 5 or 10 yard line, or A.J. Dillon doesn't know how to hold on to a football, and we're stuck at the 5 yard line, and we're shooting ourselves in the foot. And we're up against a horrible team. The Giants are really bad. And we are getting just embarrassed. You said Patullo should be fine. I want so much more. I want players gone. I want assistants gone. I want staff gone. I mean, people need to realize that there are consequences for playing this poorly. And I tried to be positive throughout this year. And again, it's hard not to let 23 kind of sink in, because they didn't look good then and they were getting away with it. But for whatever reason, we only lasted 4 games this time. And now the last 8 days or 6 days or 5 days, whatever the heck these 2 losses have been in, they've been exposed. And one was a good team. One's a POS team. And it's embarrassing.
This was probably the worst Fangio defense I've seen in I don't know how long, but a couple of seasons here. Like, you'd have to go back to the beginning of last year, like, you know, the first 5 games, because this game, I mean, they were losing at half 20-17, but if you looked at the offensive output, Jalen Hurts was 14 of 18 for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns at halftime. You would think that was great. Dallas Goedert, 6 grabs for 50 yards. and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 5 grabs, 73 yards. Barkley, 56 yards on 8 carries. I mean, things offensively were looking pretty good. And then they just got in such a hole again as the defense. I mean, it's like a reverse of what happened at the beginning of the year. The defense just let them down terribly, and the offense then became too predictable, and everybody was saying, where's Saquon, running? Well, they're down 10 points. They're not going to do that. And most of the runs Saquon has been getting are kind of on – he had one nice burst in the seam earlier in the game, but most of them are like that pitch that they got 17 yards off last week, and everybody said, why don't they keep calling it? Well, that's not really his bread and butter. I mean, last year, almost all of his rushes came right up the gut. And this is just a team that, is struggling for identity on both sides of the ball, and they just can't put it all together at the same time.
Yeah, in the last 3 weeks, the Eagles have had 18 second-half possessions. They have averaged 15 yards per drive, which is greatly bolstered by 2 garbage time drives in this game that both ended in turnovers, and the 74-yard touchdown last week. But 15 yards per drive, 2 touchdowns out of 18 drives, 18 second-half drives that have resulted in 2 scores and 2 interceptions.
They should have lost 3 in a row, really. They should have lost the Rams game. I mean, if it wasn't for Jordan Davis's hand, that game was a L too.
Honestly, you could say that about every game. They could have lost the Dallas game if CD knew how to catch. Like, he dropped a few balls that easily should have been.
Travis Kelce dropped a touchdown that turned into a pick in a 1-score game.
This is
blocked a punt for a touchdown against the Buccaneers. The Eagles, and again, football does not work this way. You could do it with the Chiefs 11-0 thing last year. Every 1-score game comes down to plays. But you have to admit, a ball going off of Kelce's hands, a ball going off of Lamb's hands, those are pretty fluke plays from good players. Blocked punts and field goals are a special kind of fluke. And so the Eagles could very easily be 0-6, and they're not. And so the season still has life, but there's got to be a hard look in the mirror this week. And I promise this isn't coping. I said this in our Patreon Discord because they were talking about a get right game, and I said my worst fear for this game is that the Eagles will come in against the Giants, who are a bad football team, and just play a ton of cover one man and light them up offensively and trick themselves into thinking everything is fixed. I would rather them get embarrassed and lose than do that. Here we are. And maybe they'll take that look in the mirror, but a lot has to change for this football team, and it's going to have to change fast. And for a guy that is a culture guy, and Nick Sirianni, he's the CEO head coach who makes terrible game management decisions like punting on 4th and 2 when the analytical models say strongly you should be going for it here, only to go for it on 4th and 4 from your own 8 when the game's over, but that doesn't really matter. For the CEO coach who is a culture guy and a game management guy that sucks at game management, and you sit here and look at it and you say, okay, in 2013, the entire season went off the rails, and you couldn't fix it. And in 2014, you make a run to the Super Bowl and you win it, and that's awesome. You're a legend. But in 2015, we have had guys jogging out routes since week 2. We've got Jihad Campbell pulling up at the first down marker instead of lighting up Jackson Dart and giving up a first down. You've got Adoree Jackson just not even trying to tackle Cam Scadaboo at the goal line. You have instance after instance after instance of players not putting forth effort, and there being no correction, there being no consequences, there being nobody getting called out. The next 10 days are really important for Sirianni because it's easy to have a good culture when you're winning 16 games and going to the Super Bowl. But the season after both Super Bowl appearances, one of them went completely off the rails. And this one is headed in that exact same direction. And so if Sirianni is a culture guy, he has to pull this team together. And if he can't do it, then he's not a culture guy. And so why is he here? And I'm not saying that they should fire Nick Sirianni, but I'm saying that this is the moment that he is here for, is to manage difficult situations like this. And he failed at it horribly in 2023. It's time to see what he can come up with in 2025, because that's what this team is relying on.
I worry more so about the trickle down effect of players. And, again, you talk about this culture. Well, yeah, we may be 4-2, but we have right now, it feels like the culture of an 0-6 team that's being embarrassed every week. And for the offense, it kind of is because they feel embarrassed every week because of the way they've been playing. And I worry about the AJ Browns of the world and this, this disconnect or whatever, or the media's, whole thing with him and Hurts. This has a scarily easily way of getting out of hand. And any chance that Sirianni has of trying to rally this team together could easily be broken by one or two players just completely signing off and just being like, F this.
Yeah. So, I don't know where you go. I don't
know how you fix this because I've never seen such a team with talent and a team that has literally just won a Super Bowl because of that talent fall off so hard and just look so clueless and look so lost and on all three phases of the game. In fact, your MVP might be the damn punter right now. Dude's booting it.
Yeah.
That's all you can really say. Elliott's been doing pretty good too. So
that one punt was really good, by the way. Makes the guy go out of bounds. That was a great punt.
Yeah, it was perfect.
The next 10 days are like the week 5 moment of 2024. They're going to have to make stark changes. Unfortunately, they don't have a Cooper DeJean sitting on the sideline who hasn't been on the field, who's going to suddenly pop on there and change everything.
Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
And the linebackers aren't what ails this team.
No.
Forever.
I don't think I ever thought in my lifetime I would ever be able to be like, that's part of the team, linebackers.
For people who enjoy Howie season, you might see some trade, some
Please
player
don't
movement.
make a trade.
I can't imagine he doesn't. I would almost bet a lot of money that
it's
you're
hard to
see
imagine a Howie Roseman in-season trade working out based on the last decade of history.
Can't argue with that. And back to the defense, I mean, they gave up 11 of 16 third down conversions tonight to the Giants, which is unreal. Contrastly, the Eagles were only able to convert 1 of 9. And, I mean, that's just unacceptable. This offense is way too good for that. And the Eagles defense, like you mentioned earlier, even with Quignon and Carter down, should have been good enough to still, sustain some semblance of normalcy on the defense. But I don't know if the effort was there like Shane was pounding with the culture. I mean, it looked like a whole lot of players giving up tonight. I don't like to really say much until I watch the all 22. But just watching the regular broadcast, it sure did look like a lot of effort was lost in the last 20 minutes of that match.
Yeah, go watch Jahan Dotson jog out an out route that gets intercepted in the fourth quarter in the red zone of a game you're down 10. And
you could have, you were back in that game. I mean,
yeah.
Which is still a bad throw. It shouldn't have ever been thrown. So it's everybody. Jalen Hurts has played bad football for the last couple of weeks too. I mean, we haven't talked about that a lot because there's been so many other things that are bad, but he missed several big play opportunities last week. I mean, the number one rule when you have a busted coverage is don't overthrow the guy. And he could have underthrown Devontae Smith by 10 yards on that play and it still would have been a touchdown. And that was a terrible miss. That's not something we're used to seeing him do. And so Hurts hasn't been good. The receivers, every one of them. I mean, every one of them. You don't want to play. Get off the field. That's got to be the message going into it and same with the defense. I'm going a little bit everywhere, but I was almost to the point in this game. It was like, I think I would bench Makuba. He's been responsible for so many coverage busts. And then as soon as I'm thinking that, Reed Blankenship gets hurt. And I'm like, well, now you can't. Like, I don't know. And it's not an effort thing with Makuba. He's a rookie in his 5th game. And so there's a bit of like, man, we drafted you to play this spot and we need you to get it. And so that's a different thing to me. But he's making way too many busts for this defense to do what you want it to do, which is limit those explosive plays. So he's got to be better, but I'm a lot more concerned with some of the effort things and the cornerbacks that can't cover receivers that were on the practice squad coming into this game.
O-line, too.
I had hope.
Yeah. Brett, I don't understand. Why is Brett Toth on an NFL roster? Why?
Even Melada gave up a would-be sack tonight. I mean, they just do not look good. And people keep saying, run the ball, run the ball. Buddy, if Saquon Barkley can't get any yards behind this O-line, who the hell would? What running back is going to get anything behind this? I mean, it's a mess, man. It's definitely the worst O-line play that I've seen in years. And they still had struggles. Like, again, I like to watch the All-22 first, but you kept seeing Steen looking back on almost every single snap, and he doesn't turn his head until half a second's left, and then he's pushed 2 yards back into the, backfield. It's just crazy. It's like the communication is just a mess.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it, last week on Birds, on the round table, and again, they're still having issues with getting plays in. And again, I don't understand how hard that can be. Like, you have plenty of assistant coaches that can just be like, boom, boom, here are all the details that you need. Here, this is the play. Pick from whatever. 10 plays. Boom. Pick something. Get it in there. Clearly, it's been the issue with this offense. And allowing Jalen the time to do what he needs to do pre-snap. And they're still not doing it.
Here's another stat for you. Jalen Hurts is 6 for 28 passing on third downs in his last 3 games. Benjamin Solak just put that out. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And what did Scadaboo have tonight? 110? 3 touchdowns? I mean,
3 touchdowns for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. 98 yards, 3 touchdowns.
2 catches for 12, so 110. And the fact that a wide receiver named Lil Jordan, I'll say that again, Lil Jordan, made you look bad. You should be embarrassed. I wouldn't even show my face.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've done a post-game show of this magnitude of a loss, and since 2023, I guess. Yeah. That was the last time it's probably been this bad.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
No, it's especially because you just can't, good Lord, we've gone over 8 things that are bad. I mean, you can't even pinpoint 1 thing, 2 things. I mean, it's a whole plethora of issues.
Right. That's the thing. If it would be one thing if it was, okay, this specific thing or, this position is, blah, 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 whatever. You can do something to mitigate. But when it's everything, it's all 3 phases. It's offense, defense, special teams. It's coaching. It's so many different things. I mean, how many times have we said over the last year and odd change,
How much of this do y'all think is fatigue? Honestly, with the offensive line, some members of the defensive line?
I think that's factoring into some of maybe the health. I'm glad that
I mean,
that
Lane
just doesn't make
like
sense
Lane.
to me.
Lane doesn't look good. Melada doesn't look good. I mean, players that are, Melada's younger. He shouldn't be looking like Lane, but neither one of them, are playing up to par this season. And I agreed, it doesn't make sense. But
the Super Bowl was 8 months ago.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, obviously, I'm not a
professional athlete, and I have no idea what the true toll of playing an extra 3 or 4 games might be.
The one trickle-down effect from that is they all delayed surgery. Things like Cam Jurgens' back surgery was delayed, so he wasn't healthy when the season rolled around. Landon Dickerson wasn't healthy. Then he got hurt again. I think that's the trickle-down effect. I mean, I can tell you in the locker room, those guys, even after the wins this year, are on tables. They're on ice. They're with trainers immediately after the game. A lot of the linemen, they're banged up, they're hurting, and I think that might be what the trickle-down effect is from playing so late, is just the delay of getting all the cleanup, all the procedures and everything that normally would have been done the first week of January, didn't get done till the first week of March, and they just weren't healed.
Yeah. Well, then you know what Howie needs to do? Howie needs to call up 5 offensive linemen that are recently retired. Listen, we're going to We're going to come out of retirement for like 2 or 3 games. You guys all start. We'll give all 5 of our guys a break. They'll all get, 3 or 4 weeks to get healthy, and we'll be fine later. Right.
Yeah.
Easy solution.
Cam Scattaboo had a career high in rushing yards and touchdowns. Jackson Dart, career high in rushing yards and passer rating. Little Jordan Humphrey, 3rd highest receiving yards of his career. I haven't finished looking up the rest of them, but it's possible there's some more. I will get back to you on that. But
are they in gun too much now, too?
I mean, if you're never going to throw the football out of pistol or under
100%
center,
predictable.
Yeah, if you're not going to throw the ball out of under center or pistol, then you should just be in shotgun all the time. I don't mind your entire offense being from shotgun if that's what you want to do.
Because it seems like that. I mean, it's just letting you know. It's just choreographed. It's a run. It's a run. It's a run every single time. They do nothing else out of that alignment.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson, 4th most yards in a game, tied for the most touchdowns.
Was 1.
Yeah. Let's go look up Jalen Hyatt.
No, he didn't do it. He just had like 2 catches for 13, I think.
He had 17 yards, but that might very well be his career high too. I don't think he's done much.
He definitely had a game like 2 years ago when he.
Yeah, he did. He had that 100-yard game.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
But getting back to this defense, it's like I was starting to feel all right about Keeley being like, all right, you know what? He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't the one that was beating you. And him and Q, all right, that'll be fine. Like we could manage that. Right back to square one of CB2 is a problem again.
Yeah, we miss Isaiah Rodgers quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's too bad we had a really good CB2 and a really good backup for that position in the building last year and let them both out the door.
Yes.
And one of them signed for nothing, and we get to play him next week.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, even on the O-line, what did Becton end up signing for? $20 million? I mean, it was like a 2 or 3 year deal. It wasn't something huge. Isaiah Rodgers was like a 15 to 20. But Becton wasn't very high dollar either.
Becton was 2 years, $20 million. And Rodgers wasn't even that.
No, it was
like
2 years, $8 million.
2 years, 15. It looks like.
Yeah, so 215 and 220.
Year, but yeah, 15.
No. 2 years 11. 2 years 11.
Even.
Yeah, I was gonna say that first one that pulled up. I was like, I don't think it was that high. It was
so
2 years
basically
11.
For about 16, 17 million, you could have these guys on your team, and a lot of your problems would be.
Yeah, I didn't mind letting Becton go, but letting Rodgers out of the building was insane.
Yeah, well, I never really trusted Steen.
Yeah.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
No one should have to choose between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters through the Purple Leash Project, so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Contentful. Marketers, you know that feeling when your creative clicks? When that social post sends engagement through the roof? When your outside-of-the-box campaign hits ROI positive? When a personalized homepage turns prospects into customers? It's utter marketing bliss. Contentful helps you create tailored omni-channel experiences without working overtime. No stress, no limits, Only possibilities. Get the feels at Contentful.com.
Okay, Chad, today you're gonna drive the all-electric Toyota BZ.
But my electric vehicle phobia. I'm not ready, Dr. Ross.
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh. We're inside it.
Try to take deep breaths, okay?
The ventilated seats, they're touching me.
You can do this, Chad. Drive the car. How do you feel, Chad?
I feel cured. Woohoo! I'm doing it! I'm doing it!
The all-electric BZ. One drive can change your mind. Toyota. Let's go places.
So the Vikings next week. What do you do? Like, I mean, obviously they're not in a good place quarterback-wise.
Pray to God that Q is okay to be able to play, because if he's not playing, you're going to have Keeley and Adoree going up against Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. It's going to be 100-0 by halftime.
Yeah, when I think ahead to the Brian Flores defense that puts guys on the line and bails them off, and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, it doesn't feel very good. And so, at least it's a home game. At least it's 10 days that they can rest up.
Wait, it's not a home game.
Was it not a home game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, Minnesota.
Okay, never mind. Well, still, at least it's not MetLife
10
turf,
days.
and
Yeah.
you get 10 days, and so maybe they can find a new offensive coordinator by then and get their defense healthy.
For the Fire the Patullo crowd, which Shane is on the bandwagon with when you have a head coach who doesn't call plays, was shown to be inept at calling plays. I think we talked about it for a brief moment on Birds this week of the roundtable, but where are you going at this point? I mean, one of the reasons these in-house guys get promoted after they win a Super Bowl or go to a Super Bowl in 18, 23, and 25 is because there just wasn't anybody else there. And the continuity with Jalen Hurts, I mean, he's worked with Patullo for at least 4 years. This is the 5th year, I think, he's worked with him in some capacity. Yeah. And
it seems like they've never met.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, it's like the only time they've won is when they've had a grown-up, so to speak, in the room who had nothing to do with Nick. And maybe, Nick didn't have the autonomy to pick after 2021 or after 2023. And maybe the capital he gained in winning the Super Bowl, maybe he shouldn't have had the autonomy to go with who he wanted to in this one either, because it's too cyclical that this happens every single time coming off a Super Bowl, the last 3 times. So it's an issue, but who do you go to from here? Because who are you going to bring in? I mean, and if Nick can't do it, what in the world do you do? I mean, it's his scheme first and foremost. Some of the play calling, the sequencing, I get all that. It is off, but his scheme isn't effective right now either.
Just promote the QB coach, and then you can figure out the rest of the year if you're firing him this offseason too or not.
That's basically their only choice.
I mean, is there anybody that's out there?
I mean,
outside of the Doug Peterson and Frank Reich of the world?
I don't know.
I don't know. But that's where the problems lie. I think they're deep-rooted issues.
You know who else doesn't know? The Philadelphia Eagles, because they didn't even bother to interview an offensive coordinator last offseason.
No, they let him have his player come in just like they did with Peterson after he won the Super Bowl, which was Mike Groh, which was a disaster. And it's like it's the same story we've all seen before.
How many awful offensive coordinators are we going to be subjected to in our lifetime?
I'm going to ask a stupid, tongue-in-cheek question that's fully joking, but somebody's going to clip the context out and put it on Twitter and blast me anyways. Should the Eagles just, instead of signing a Super Bowl winning head coach to a contract extension, should they just fire them a week after the Super Bowl? Like, do the parade, build the statue, and then just fire him and go get somebody else?
I like it. It's been effective.
Yeah.
Fire Chip Kelly in 2 years, win a Super Bowl. I mean, fire Peterson within a couple years, go to a Super Bowl, 3rd year, win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of worked out.
Keeping him after they win the Super Bowl, that doesn't seem to be going so well.
No, that's been the issue.
Yeah.
Well, at least we can laugh about something.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'm in it deep. I mean, you add the Phillies to this and the way they just lost.
I couldn't even believe that. When I changed the channel, saw that live. I couldn't even believe that happened. Then I had to look and saw the Flyers lost too. I was like, whew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was an 0 for 3 day in Philadelphia. Combine that with last weekend where we lost on Friday for the Phillies, or lost on Saturday for the Phillies, Sunday for the Eagles, Monday for the Phillies again.
On the bright side, the Phillies have to refund me like $550 for those tickets I had purchased for Saturday night's Game 5. So
there you go.
and at least I can go out to dinner this weekend, though.
Hey,
there you go.
Beautiful.
You can
go get yourself a nice steak dinner and
do it on Sunday night, and you can watch a good football game. Maybe I don't even know who plays Sunday night, but
as well, it's got to be better than the crap we just witnessed.
Yeah. Well, we're sure as heck not doing player of the games for this one.
Scatterboo is my player of the
yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an Eagle that played a good game. Dallas Goedert, 110 yards and a touchdown on the bench for my fantasy team.
He did play a decent game.
But, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said Dallas Goedert somewhere on some show would have a good game.
Yeah.
Just to think, 3 days ago, we were talking about, hey, this is going to be a nice 3-0 run here. We'll probably be, 7-1 at the break.
Right? Yeah, we were like,
we get the Giants twice. Now
yeah,
we're like, oh my God, we got to play them again in 2 weeks. Oh my goodness.
I did an AMA on Twitter a couple weeks ago, and no, maybe it was just after. No, it was just after the Broncos game. It was this week, I think. And
so 2 days ago.
Yeah, and somebody asked like what our record was going to be at the end of the season. No, it was before. It was before the Broncos game.
It was Q, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because he asked me the same thing on Football Smack Talk show. And I laughed. I was like, 2-0, obviously. Didn't even think about it. Now, who knows?
Yeah, he asked me what the Eagles' record would be, and it was before the Broncos game, because I said if they could get through the Broncos, they probably had a good chance of getting to the bye 8-0. But then I said that then I had them down losing after the bye 3 games in a row to Green Bay, Detroit, and Dallas. And people were like, the Eagles are never going to lose 3 games in a row. Boy, I'm telling you, that might happen before the bye now, because I am definitely worried about the Vikings coming up next Sunday now. But yeah, I don't know. We've probably talked about this game enough. No player of the games. Everybody stunk. Well, Braden Mann, Dallas Goedert, Jake Elliott hit a field goal. There's our players of the game.
There you go.
David, you got any final thoughts you want to throw out there before we get out of here?
No. Don't you do 3 words? I was trying to think of 3 words.
I forgot to tweet that out, but we can do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
This effing sucks.
If I can say what ya as one word, believe what you see. Yeah, that's
believe what you see.
That's 3 words.
You can make any words sound like other words if you try hard enough.
David, just say film, don't lie.
Yeah, there you go.
Fix.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Team.
Now I got to somehow go to sleep. This is terrible.
Right? Yeah, I am fully depressed.
Is that your 3 words, Ryan?
You're right. It is.
I'm fully
depressed. It is. I am laughing away the tears. That's all I can do. I am gonna hate sleep. Me some good sleep tonight.
I think I can confidently say next Tuesday night I shall end my streak of continual Eagle victory predictions. I think that's coming to an end.
I think I was, it's funny. I was literally thinking the same thing. I was like, I might have to.
They are going to announce that they're demoting Kevin Patullo Monday morning, and it's going to change your mind.
Yeah, well, unless Jesus himself has taken over as OC, I don't know who else you think is going to be doing better.
Me. Call me.
Listen, why don't we just do that? Let's start the hashtag, hire Shane, and we'll just blow
Shane
it up.
Eagle OC. We should just keep
New
it
Eagle
trending.
OC Shane.
Yes, it'll trend.
Yeah, we'll get this rolling. Just, all we ask, humbly, is just put us on the payroll, somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want. I don't know if you want to join the sinking ship. But Ryan, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I just like free swags. Yeah, this is just
abysmal.
Yeah, 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 and probably about 100 other words. Shane, you said something pre-show that's I gotta tell you, I think I've done a fantastic job. I didn't curse officially once, and I want to say I'm probably gonna get off the show and just spew a tirade of F-bombs, probably scream it into my pillow when I go to sleep tonight. So I thought I did really well not cursing tonight. So
I do
I'm proud of
appreciate
myself.
that because
Yeah.
that gives me less editing to do before I post it to the podcast feed, and I want to go to bed
Honestly,
too.
we really just need to have like a sound button that I could just time it and just beep.
Yeah.
I'll work on that. Anyway,
all right.
This sucks.
Hey, the Saquon doc was good.
No, whether I haven't
Let's end on a positive note. That was really good.
You know what? I feel like I don't even want to see it now. I feel like you just cut off one of my arms. Phillies are done for the year. The Eagles are drowning. Literally for the first time ever in my life, I think I'm not wearing an Eagles or a Phillies hat. I just couldn't do it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with myself if I don't have those two. I'm lost. I'm lost at sea.
I'll try to bring it back here at the end. If anybody is actually still listening to this, if anybody's still watching,
yeah, they're all probably just crying themselves to sleep.
We literally have one comment on our live show here, which has got to be a record. I was doing post-game shows with 100 Twitter followers where there were more comments than this. So nobody's watching this live, but some of you listening later, if you've made it this far,
God bless you.
It sucks. But at the end of the day, it's just one game. So I think the defense will be fine. A lot of stuff stacks up tonight. And so it's an embarrassing performance, but I'm willing to throw that out and say it's not a precursor of what's to come. I trust Vic Fangio with the defense implicitly. And you're going to get Quinyon Mitchell back. You're going to get Jalen Carter back. Neither of those guys have injuries that are expected to be like, long-term lingering things. And so it all comes down to the offense. And the offense has so much talent. And it's underperformed all season. And people have talked about, they were 2-2 last year. And it never looked this bad last year. But it's true that it took them a while to find their rhythm. And so, my biggest hope is that the Eagles push the fire Kevin Patullo button this week. And they reboot over the next 10 days. Maybe they need some more of those players-only meetings. Saquon and AJ and Jalen need to meet for longer next time.
Yeah.
Maybe get Devontae Smith in on that meeting too, get him some more catches too. But if you trust Sirianni as a culture guy, this is when that comes through. And we alluded to it earlier, but that's what you hang your hat on with Sirianni. If he can't do the culture thing, he's not the guy either. And so we're going to find that out over the next couple of weeks. You're going to have a shot at revenge against the Giants in 2 weeks, and then you're going to go into your bye week and hopefully get healthy and figure some stuff out, and then you've got a tough stretch of football coming back out. But at the end of the day, the Eagles did win some games that maybe they shouldn't have earlier in the season, but it still puts them at 4-2, and so they are in a good position still. Win-loss wise, if they can sort some of this stuff out. And so you got to put your faith in Nick and Jalen to be able to figure some of that stuff out. And they get a little extra, the mini bye, and then 2 games and then the actual bye. And so they've got some time here to try to work on some of this stuff. So hopefully they get healthy. Hopefully they can be firing on all cylinders next Sunday against the Vikings. That's at least what we're going to hope for. It's going to be a rough 10 days until then, though. But that is going to do it for this post-game show. For the 8 of you that are still listening, we really appreciate you guys. We're going to have a lot of content coming out. We'll get to breathe for a second. Short weeks are the worst for content creators as well because we try to cram so much in. So we're going to breathe a little bit. Probably no shows for a couple of days. We'll come back and hit it strong, hit the ground running next week. Johnny and I will have our film show up talking about, all the things you can't see on the broadcast, and we'll try to diagnose some of what's going on and what the Eagles could be working on to fix. We'll hang out on Birds of the Round Table, all the other shows next week, and we'll get you prepped for a hopeful bounce-back game against the Carson Wentz-led Minnesota Vikings. Should be a fun one, so anxious to see how that one plays out. But we will catch you guys next time on that show and all the shows between now and then. It's painful to say, but we're going to end the show saying it anyways. Go Birds.
Go Birds.